Greetings, Vivid Nightmares viewers, where nightmares come true. Today, I will tell you a story that shakes me to the core of my being, an experience I lived in an abandoned storm tank. My name is Elena, and what I witnessed in that place left a mark on me forever. The storm tank stood like a gray, rusty giant on the outskirts of the city, an imposing but forgotten structure, surrounded by brush and mystery. I decided to explore it on a gray and windy afternoon, driven by my fascination with the macabre and the unknown. Upon entering, the air was damp and stale, permeated with a smell of wet earth and rust. My footsteps echoed on the metal stairs as I descended into the depths of the tank, where daylight barely penetrated and the atmosphere became more oppressive with each step. As I went deeper, the sound of the wind faded and the silence became almost palpable. The echo of my own footsteps mixed with the constant dripping of water seeping through unknown cracks. Darkness enveloped every corner, fragmented only by the dim light of my flashlight. It was then that I began to feel an inexplicable presence around me, as if there was someone else in that desolate place. Chills ran down my spine as I made my way through narrow corridors and rooms full of disused machinery. Each shadow seemed to move on its own, each noise echoed like an ominous whisper in my mind. At one point, I arrived at an especially large and claustrophobic room, where the walls dripped with moisture and the echo of my footsteps was amplified in an eerie way. That's when my flashlight suddenly went out, leaving me in complete darkness and overwhelmed by a sense of indescribable terror. I tried to turn it back on, but nothing happened. I was alone in the dark, with the growing certainty that something else was there with me. My senses sharpened, desperately trying to catch any hint of movement or presence nearby. That's when I saw him, barely noticeable at first, a blurry figure across the room, moving slowly and making no sound. Its presence was ethereal, as if it were a materialized shadow of the same darkness that surrounded us. A paralyzing fear gripped me as the figure slowly approached, each step echoing like a distant echo in the void of the storm tank. I tried to back up, but my legs refused to move, caught up in a terror that seemed to consume me completely. Finally, with supreme effort, I managed to run out to the exit of the tank, with the figure following closely behind me in the gloom. I came out panting and trembling, not daring to look back for fear of what I might see. Since then, I have avoided talking about that experience, but the images of the figure in the storm tank continue to haunt me in my most vivid nightmares. Thank you for listening to my story. Always remember to be cautious when exploring abandoned places, for you never know what dark presences may await in the shadows. Until next time. Goodbye.